Inclusion in schools is really important because our schools are the first place that our young people experience society in a bigger form. So they're able to learn empathy, understanding, making sure that they're aware that everyone's different, and that's okay, and that's what makes us special and unique, and that those differences are something to be celebrated. And our children get to understand that not everyone needs the same thing. We might all need different things in our learning, and that's great. Our children are here to learn. Schools are a learning environment, and we're able to work out what children need, and they're able to experience that learning at their point of need because of the inclusive practices that are in place.
We want to feel that we belong to something. So where else would it be any better than amongst your own age group peers, that you can learn to navigate this world and be successful in life.
The idea in our school is to try and make students feel like they can access. So make sure that all students have an equal opportunity to take part in as many things as we offer.
I think because they see it promoted at the school and they see how the teachers and the college accepts children no matter what disability or cultural background or anything, that it's just a very natural progression. I think the school's aware of what policies need to be in place and have the supports to support all children. For example, there was a student in my class last year who had some very strong behaviour issues, and parents did express concerns, but once they could see what supports the school had in place and how we were supporting not only this child but their child and what their child can learn about being inclusive and including others.
So from a PE perspective, I look at trying to include students with disabilities in lots of different ways. So if we're running different activities, so it might be gymnastics, what can I do that means that student can then access that activity? In a learning sense, might be that their task is slightly different to your task, because we want to make sure that these students should be able to access the task at their own ability. Major benefits that we see in this is that students can then start to incorporate these things into other sporting landscapes or other parts of their life as well. So a student would be looking to pass the ball, they might know that they've got to use their voice, so that'll help them, but also it leads to a bit more compassion they show to the students with disability.
People in the community can make their school more inclusive by keeping an open mind, engaging in conversations and being fully involved in their school.
The approach people should take without a disability to get to know students with a disability is be open-minded. Have a chat to these students. Be aware that they're in our community and they've got just as much right as anyone else to access their learning, their school life, their community, and we should be supporting them to do that.
So I think sometimes there may be some concerns from families, from the community, about what inclusive schooling looks like. And if parents do have concerns about what that will mean for their child who does or doesn't have a disability, I think it's important to note no one's going to be disadvantaged by inclusive practice. The staffing, all of the resources that are in place are there to support all learners.
Your child will lose nothing from disabled children being involved in our community. They will gain a lot. Disabled children can be the happiest kids in the world, and they bring a light into a classroom. The idea of including disabled students into our classrooms is not to take away from your child taking part in their lessons. It's to add to what's going on in that classroom and make that classroom more diverse and more accepting, and hopefully the students that way as well.